Okay, let's begin. So,
Yes,
welcome to the show called Eat with the Owner. I guess it's.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Your name is Tang Simin, right? Simin.
Yes, yes,
Simin. It's easy to pronounce in
yeah,
English.
yes. That's why I kept it. I had a French name as Marie, but no one calls me that.
Yeah.
So
Simin is perfect. And it's really nice. Si is thinking, right?
Yep.
Ming is agile.
yeah,
the
exactly.
quick thinking.
That's
Smart.
what it means. Yeah.
Really smart.
Yeah. Sometimes I think faster than I speak, so I was like, oh, maybe it's not really making
Yeah, that's
sense.
good. Good thinking your parents give you that name.
Yeah, thanks. I think they're proud of. I hope they're proud of
Yeah.
me and my name.
And your family name Tang. Tang is a very popular name, right? Tang.
I'm not sure how popular is it, but I like
Tang
it.
Yeah, Tang Bohu, yeah.
Yeah, it's also Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
唐人街.
Yeah.
So
And the dynasty Tang, the best dynasty in China history,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. Really appreciate we met like 6-7 years ago, right?
When I moved to Quebec, Montreal, basically, I think something like that.
So,
At
like-
least 5, let's say.
Like when our restaurant was in Côte-des-Neiges, right?
Yes,
Côte-des-Neiges.
yes. I was an old and loyal client.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's how I know you, and then both my wife and I know you.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Actually, I think your wife, you recognize my husband like a few times after.
Yeah.
So it's very fun.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And also to save time, probably we can order a little bit
Sure,
now, and so the kitchen can prepare the food.
sure. Well, it's a hard thing for me because there's so many items that I like.
So we take maybe 2 of us. You eat a lot right now, or
Yeah, but it's still early, right, in the day, so
it's lunch. It's fine.
it's funny. Like, yeah, I
You
do
can
eat
digest
a lot.
have a full day
in front of
too.
camera. Yeah, I don't know, because like I basically know your menu by heart, but it's still hard to choose. Oh, the salad
Qianzhang?
with tofu. Yeah, qianzhang.
Okay,
Last
we'll
time
take
was
that one.
so good. Actually, it was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I just ordered from you.
Okay, you came here or like?
No, I think
through
I
the
ordered
Fan
through,
Fan also?
through the
Delivery.
app. So you know how much I like the restaurant. I don't know. Honestly, it's just so hard.
Yeah, it's Do you want to try the 红焖羊肉锅, the lamb hot pot?
Oh, sure. I never tried.
Yeah, I want to have that. Try that as well. First time in this video.
Sure, sure. Is there something else that you want to showcase? Because I like anything if it's not spicy.
Not spicy
At all.
at all. Okay.
At all.
Great, yeah.
People ask me, "Are you Chinese? You don't
Yeah.
eat spicy?" Yeah, I'm Chinese and I don't eat spicy.
We can try if that's the case.
I also like your veggies. If you haven't
we can-
showcased so many,
Yeah,
of
we
them.
can have the eggplant, little bell pepper, and also the green beans. Have
Oh,
that
the green
too.
beans is awesome.
And also the fish is okay. We have fish fillet in tomato sauce. That one is sweet.
Yeah, I do like it too.
That one. Let's do that.
Yeah.
It's holidays, so I eat more as well.
Thank you for inviting me for this holiday feast.
Yeah. Steamed rice as well, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot though. I guess we're gonna have trouble.
Oh,
finishing.
well, or we can remove 1 or 2.
Okay, should be fine. Okay, I will be back, and it's gonna keep going. So
Okay, sure.
really quick.
Hi there. So, because he's not here, so I'll just talk about him. He's a really nice guy. I'm not only being a client since we met each other, and I also use his place to give presentations and stuff. He's so generous, and he held so many events as well. I don't know if you guys know that he held, I think one time for Chinese New Year, he invited people to make dumplings here. So like, This is an incredible place. And I hope the pandemic will go away soonish so we can gather together again.
Okay.
So I was blah blah blahing when you're away.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, like I want to know, like you were born in China, right?
Yeah. And I grew up in China until 18.
18.
Yeah.
Which city? Nanjing or
No, in Beijing.
Beijing?
Yeah, but I was born in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because my mom's from there.
Okay, that's cool place, huh? You have the Xinjiang is very special, and you have they have the Yang Chuan.
Yeah, all the amazing food.
Yeah.
With lamb and
Yeah.
beef mostly.
Yeah.
But
So
they're
18
all
years,
Han Nation, so
18 years you came out really early. So for
international student. I came to Canada as international student.
but like 18 years old, you will go to university directly, or you have
Yeah.
to do 1 year, 2 years in high school? No, not at all.
No, just
So you must
directly.
be doing really well in.
Thanks. I think it was well enough for study. But actually, I start to study study French,
Yeah.
the language, not in French, since high school, middle high.
That's
So 12,
amazing.
13 years old. Then after 6 years, I started, basically I met somebody from my campus.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, okay, your French is good enough. Do you want to come study at our campus? And I'm like, okay, I didn't know.
But that's amazing. So that's like when you were 12, 13, you started French, and by default you study English as well, right? In China, everybody learns English at school.
Yeah, but let's say I kind of dropped it during high school. Yeah, I picked up when I was in university.
Even that time, your French is more than English.
Yeah, even now I prefer French than English.
That's very unique, very, very unique. I guess all your friends, you probably will be the only very few, right? People like have better French than English.
You mean friends here or
no,
in China?
Back there.
Back there?
Everybody English, right? I think the default, because English is the subject of the exam, national exam.
Yeah, well, me and my classmates, we had French instead of English.
Really?
For Gaokao, yeah.
That must be a special school, not regular high school.
Yeah, it's foreign languages school. You know, there's a couple of them. I think like in Shanghai, then you have Shanghai Foreign Languages School.
It's a Fuzhong, right? Is that Fuzhong or just like?
No, it's just it's independent high school.
Really?
They
in
focus
Beijing,
on the
foreign
language.
language.
Like almost each district have one.
I guess they probably want to kind of educate you guys as like ambassador one day or some doing the diplomatic thing, right?
I'm not sure, but you need to ask the director.
Normally, like from high school, that early stage, they don't focus on the foreign language, especially like French or something.
Yeah, let's say like because the school name is foreign language school, so the English was very strong.
Yeah.
The students are very, very good at English. Then I assume that our director want to do something else. So they're like, okay, let's have those minority language. So
French is very popular.
French and Spanish.
Give me 1 second. See the camera. It's still working. Yeah, it's still working.
Okay. I hope the microphone's not.
Should be fine. Yeah, should be fine.
We're
not serious. It's just like French chatting.
So yeah, where I was at. Oh yeah. So each grade we had one class of half French, half Spanish.
That's crazy.
They wanted to do Japanese as well, but I don't know why they couldn't. So we're the second year that they experiment that. But unfortunately, they stopped, as I heard. Yeah. They don't do that anymore.
That's amazing. You guys, so you start really early. That's why in Chinese parents, they always say, let's have a win at the starting point. Is that correct?
Well, but my parents are not, they're very zen about me.
But at that age, I could not speak English, no French, no nothing. So, winning at the starting point.
Yeah, but I guess it's also about the time, right?
But now, do you need to... But you mentioned in the Gaokao national exam, you can take the French.
I have to, because it had been 6 years that I studied French. I barely know anything.
I thought I thought standardized every
Yes, it
city or
is.
province at least. So, but then you can, instead of choosing English, you can choose.
Yeah,
You can choose French.
they created the French test for us.
Okay, so the time changed. My time was.
Yeah, but it's still like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I had my Gaokao in 2010.
Yeah, 2010. Mine was 1997. So 13 years before you.
When I was 5 years old.
Yeah. That's why you are super young.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh wait, you're monkey, right?
Yeah.
You're a year of monkey.
Yes.
So if 13, yeah, automatically will be one circle. I'm goat, so it will be year before that would be monkey. See?
Oh my god, yeah, my maths just
Yeah.
degrade so much.
My wife is a monkey, so 12 years from you.
I see.
Yeah. Always 12, always 12. If you say 13 years different, yeah, monkey. If 11 would be horse.
Yeah.
Horse
Yeah,
would be
that's
1
easier
year.
to,
Yeah, horse would be.
calculate.
For me, I only know the zodiac. I only know like the one before my goat, the 1 year after my goat. So monkey, goat, horse. Other than that, and the rooster something, I need to really do the calculation.
You need to come from the beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Yeah, so it's that's really great. So you got the chance. Which city you landed, like for the exchange
Edmonton.
school? To this
exchange school?
Yeah, you said like you 18. You not exchange.
Not the exchange.
You
I
just joined the.
went. Yeah, I just went for university.
Edmonton.
Yeah, it's Edmonton. It's
But
so
do
strange.
they-
I never
they don't
heard of it before I met the people from there.
That's in the Alberta, right?
Yeah, it's in Alberta.
Alberta.
So it was funny.
That's not
story.
a French city though.
No, it is
That's
not.
not a strong point.
That's a funny thing. Look, so I first get in touch with people from University de Montréal.
Okay.
So because my mom worked in like international education industry, she had a company to help people go to United States for undergrad. So basically, she had connections. I met those people from University de Montréal. And we're like, oh yeah, she'll study this, okay, pretty good. So they do know that in China, the last year of high school, you basically study nothing.
Yeah.
You learn nothing new, just prepare for the exam.
Prepare everything.
So I was asking them, oh, can I just skip that year? You know, I'll get my high school diploma anyway, but I can just skip that year and come to Montreal and get used to, you know, the language, the culture, and prepare for my university. They're like, yeah, sure, of course. We can do that for you, you know, like a conditional admission. So. Okay, perfect, great. I was ready to go. But then when the time comes, they say, oh no, we have to get your diploma to give you admission.
Yeah, so they have to finish high school, finish the...
Yeah, so we can't give you
before,
earlier. You don't have to go to your high school, that's fine. But we need your diploma to give you any sort of admission letter.
That's normally in July of the year, right? July of every year.
It's definitely later than what we expected. So by that time, I was questioning, okay, maybe because there's a big school. They're a big school. They don't care that much about a Chinese student going to their school. And a little bit before they bailed on me, I met people from Edmonton. So it's University of Alberta, but they have a French campus. It's called Campus Saint-Jean, CSJ for short. So they have a Chinese personnel. It's not a teacher. She's from Shanghai. And there's also a vice dean. I think both of them visit my school. And we're just crossing. I was just crossing my school field to go to the lab for my lab class. And I just basically ran into them. And the people from my school know that I speak French. So they basically just introduced me to them. Then they get in touch with me. They're like, oh, I really want you. You know, we never had Chinese students. That's why we're here. We come to recruit in China. We know there's some Chinese students that studied French early in high school stage.
That's very, very rare.
So I was like, okay, sure. Well, I just never heard of Alberta and never heard of Edmonton. But they were really persistent. Like they really show the intention that they do want me. So
did they tell you we have oil?
No, but they said they have a lot of scholarship for me.
And also they're super. What time was that? What year around? Like
2009. 2009. Yeah.
that time they're still rich, I guess.
Yeah.
The whole Alberta oil business went down like probably 13, 14, probably 15, 2015.
Yeah, after
But
I left.
2009 was still the best time of their. They got super rich. They got so much money.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much of that money got transferred to the university,
Yeah.
but definitely not.
But overall,
not too
they got
sure.
a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. So one, they do show that they care about me,
Yeah.
and two,
They got money.
they promise money. So why not,
Yeah.
right? Right?
They got a lot of
So,
money.
Yeah, so I decided to go with them, and I did my bachelor in psychology in that CSJ. That's
4
very
years
awesome.
there.
Well, yes, 4 years, but on my third year, I went to do exchange
Yeah.
in France and back to my home in Tsinghua University.
Actually, you were in Tsinghua University. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I still had that booklet of like the student card.
Is that
from
shortcut
Tsinghua.
or like backdoor entrance or something? Backdoor, because it's not easy.
I still pay the Canadian tuition fee.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome experience, though.
That's because you're so lucky. And then you start in the campus, you're walking to somebody from Alberta, and then that's like a relationship. We call connection, like 关系. Like you just met somebody, and then you speak French, and then
I guess more like Disney.
Yeah.
命运.
It's not like a program they show. Okay, you found out their program, right?
No.
It's not.
No, it's really that you never heard of me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll introduce you. I'll show you how it works and how does it look like. The first time I came to Quebec was à la Pocatière.
What
Do you
is
know
that?
Pocatière? It's in the south of Trois-Rivières.
It's a small.
Yeah, it's a very small town, and CSJ has summer school there. So
there has to be. They make sure it's all French, right? So in that like a village, a small village in Quebec, that must be all French.
Yeah, it's an immersive program basically
exactly.
for anglophone, because Campus Saint-Jean is the only university campus or faculty in French in
the west.
The west of Winnipeg. So Manitoba and to the east, like Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, will have somewhat like big community of French speakers, but in the west it's
all
mostly
English.
Anglophone.
Yeah. But how do you find like learning French? Do you enjoy French?
I do. I did.
They all say it's a beautiful language. Is that beautiful? Or like just they are saying
well,
it's beautiful?
I mean, for me, it's because I hate English. I'm sorry, but I don't like English because I really studied hard in primary school.
Even the high school, 6 years in Chinese high school, 6 year junior, senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
6 years, and those you enjoyed learning French.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So that's like a French, right?
Yeah, Français de France.
Yeah,
French.
But then you adjust here.
Oh yeah, the first time I came to Pocatière, I don't understand anything.
Really?
No, I mean, even the way of counting, I think it's more the pronunciation that's different, with a lot of expression. I was just, oh my god, it's not the same French that I learned back there.
But you were very confident about your French level, right? You were because you've been learning for 10 years, 8 years, and very, okay, great.
Oh, thank you. I'll have a little.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's almost 9.
Yeah, by the way, just owner's daughter just sent me food. Oh, yay.
Okay, we can, I guess, do you want to wait for the rice or?
I don't mind, as you like. We can start, we can wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was shocked. Was I confident? I wasn't 100% sure.
You thought that maybe the French I learned was wrong?
Well, I don't doubt that, but it's definitely not the French that they use here. So I was shocked, but it's okay. So for my university, basically, I came like a month earlier.
Yeah.
And I came to Montreal to just get myself used to the French accent.
Yeah.
And
but why?
I started.
But why did you decide to move to Montreal?
Oh, well, one of the things is I had to continue my study. I was thinking of, oh, I'll go back
The
to
psychology
China.
you can do anywhere. Psychology is a basic, very
Well, that's the thing. It's as you're right. It's very basic.
Yeah.
So with an undergrad, with a bachelor in psychology, you
Yeah.
can't do anything.
yeah,
So
but
you have to study.
yeah, but you can do anything based on that. Lot of managers, lot of senior managers, they are coming from this. They have this degree at least. A lot of them doing the
Yeah.
MBA, the management.
Yeah, it's
of the
not
op-
my type. It's not my
Yeah.
type. Like, cause since high school, I know I want to help people.
Okay.
Like that's my goal of career.
You want to do the real psychology thing, the reading people's. Can you guys, after finishing several years of you can read people's mind?
No,
You can guess.
don't read people's mind. We read people's behavior.
Okay.
We read their facial expressions, and we have.
That's scary already.
No,
That's creepy.
No. You see, that's the thing. People think, oh, you can see what I'm thinking about. No, it's not true. We read,
Yeah.
then we guess, but we ask you,
Yeah.
is that true?
Yeah, it's always guessing. Yeah, that's for sure.
That's the thing. Like the difference is, it's not like showing in the TV series, like, oh, I just understand and this must be true. No.
Yeah, but the way like you are studying people, their behavior, that's already creepy.
I guess it depends on how you think about it.
Yeah.
If you think that we study it in order to better understand our client and help them, then it should be less creepy.
They always say that you want to help them. You know.
Who are they? They want to help them.
You know what I mean? Like always saying, I want to help you, but I want to know you.
Well, that's the thing. If I want to help you, I need to know you. Otherwise, how I can help you?
Yeah. For sure, I'm just teasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. But that's the thing. Is very, very amazing. Like.
Well, you see, like I think they kind of.
But what do you want to do after that? You want to something more based on the foundation of the psychology.
Right. Yeah. So what I was thinking about, master. I was thinking, oh, am I going to be a psychologist? Am I going to be a therapist? What I want to do. So I did my research. I was kind of late on planning it, so I couldn't choose English masters because it takes GRE and stuff.
Yeah.
But also personally, I do want to continue in French.
Okay.
So Quebec, it's kind of
very easy.
The obvious choice.
Yeah.
Then I was looking for like, what can I do with a psychology bachelor? Then I found this orientation. It doesn't even exist in Chinese or in English.
What is that?
The closest translation is career guidance.
Orientation thing.
Yeah, because people were asking me, oh, you study in orientation. Do you guide people in city? No, we don't do that. It's a
Google map.
It's about the direction of your life, basically. Yeah. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what I was stepped into. Until I studied, I took some course, obviously because I need to take extra course. I can't get into master directly. Because the psychology, there's still some gap.
Okay.
So after I took a few classes, I'm like, oh, yes, this is what I want to do. It's different than treating people with mental illness or helping people to deal with their mental illness. Yeah. It's not that. It's mostly helping people to solve the concrete problem or question in their life. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody in their life at a certain age, maybe earlier, maybe later, they question, what do you want to do?
But is that only for students or for general population?
General population.
So you can help me. I have that crisis. We call it middle age crisis, right?
Okay,
it's everywhere in China, we say 中年危机, right? Middle age crisis. In the West, it's the same, right?
Well, but tell me more about it. The middle age crisis. What is it about?
It's like when you, like for example, a lot of my friends, we were doing IT, right? We were IT engineers, a lot of them programmers. So when we were reaching certain I guess in China, like when the competition was really high, when you are, I guess in some big companies, even you are reaching age of 35,
Okay.
and they lay you off sometimes as a
They can't
like
just lay you off like that.
sometimes they can. It's just like the if you are still the low level or programmers or the programmers, you are not in a position of leading a team or manager position, and then they think you cannot work hard enough. You have family to take care, so you are not doing overtime every day.
Wow.
So if you read this is about story of 10 years ago, 5 years ago in the media, in Chinese internet community, you will see the 35 years old is a lie. If you like, it's very dangerous line for programmers, because like when you reach that age, sometimes you need to.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, great. Okay. So that's so you have a family and that middle age, right now middle age could be 50, 60 years old, but used to be like when you are 30 something, 80, almost 40, about my age, you need to, they have family they have kids like 10, education expensive, they have a lot of extra curriculum stuff that costs a lot of money, and sometimes in the career in the office, a lot of them, they don't know where to go. If they're not promoted to a senior position, and your energy level is getting low, and you have older parents, and they have health issues.
So I guess what you say about it is one about their own career, that they could be laid off without any job security.
Yeah, and the career, and also
because
the
they
life
have
meaning,
all the responsibility from the family.
and they cannot see the clear picture of like how can I get success. Mainly people, it's about success. They want, like if you have like a salaried job, like for example all the life, some people say, oh, I lost the chance to be a big shot of a.
Yay!
Okay,
so we're gonna
you.
keep the lamp hot. Thank you. Yeah, well, see, there's another thing like about success. What success means? I think, well, probably because I left China for a very long time.
You've never been there after that, right? Just visiting family, not.
Yeah, exactly. I never had my career in China, and I barely know. Well, I do know how difficult is it, the job market. I do know how insecure the jobs are in China, but I never like lived with it. So.
But also, it's even here, I think it's the same. It depends on people. Most people, they really relax. Some people, they still say, okay, I need to have really good career. I want to have a business or something like that.
Yeah, well, see, I think the main difference that I see here from China is that the workers' rights are much more protected. You cannot just lay off anybody that you want. You must have a genuine reason, a reasonable cause that to lay off your employees. That's one. And the second is, as you said, here more people are more relaxed.
Maybe the social security, social safety net or something.
Yeah, but also people here they pursue more about the happiness in career. Yeah. That they want to do something that they're good at, that they like, and it means success for them, like it's meaningful for them. And in China, unfortunately, because the competition is so high, and you could lose your job any second. So sometimes people have to choose.
But also, a lot of time is the pressure from the social. So is your
totally,
like your parents or your relatives.
Yeah,
they give
like,
sometimes they compare like
so,
how many houses do you have.
So the social status is very important. But versus here, there's some people that do value that. Like they want to be famous, they want to be respected, they want to have high salary, but it's much less frequent that this is the main reason of career choice.
Yeah, it is the degree. A lot of time it's a degree, right? If a lot of people thinking this way, will be a little bit pressure. If only a few people, less people in the society, small percentage, you don't feel that much.
Yeah, exactly. So
or sometimes all your friends, your relatives, they all think the same thing. That give you the pressure. They all think the similar way.
yeah, I've met parents like that who feel pressured by people around them, and then they had to pressure their kids, unfortunately. But there are also parents, like more and more I meet the Chinese parents who live here. They're kind of in another mentality of they respect their kids' wish.
No.
They want their kids to be happy. Success, yes, but how to define success? That's another thing. So I met more and more parents who are like, I want my kids to do what he likes and he is good at. That's very incredible, and it gives me hope, basically. Because, my job is to help people to find something that make their life meaningful. It sounds vague, though, but when you think about it, life is so short. If you struggle in the fame and the money, if those are the things that are important to you, good. But if it's not, and you're forced by people around you, that's very unfortunate, right?
Yeah. That's good. So you kind of life guardian guide for everybody, for students, for adults.
Yeah, exactly. So after my master, I get my permit. Thank you. I get my permit because it's related to public health. So it had to be regulated. My profession is, I pay cotisation every year, so the public can inspect us.
What is that cotisation? What does it mean, that word? I have that as a business owner. I have that letter with the cotisation. I thought it was a correction or something.
No, it's like contribution.
So cotisation is contribution.
But money contribution, basically.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like the permit fee, basically.
Okay.
But we didn't ask to be inspected. It's the government and the law asked to inspect us from time to time to protect the public. Basically, anyway, that's too far. So after my study, I started working in high school. So with kids who need to choose what program they're going to in CEGEP. For people who don't know, CEGEP is a particular thing. It's like the last year of other provinces' high school and the first year of university. That's why Quebec University is generally 3 years, besides some particular programs. So for high school students, they're in this age of, I need to choose already for.
So it's 5 years for high school. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years
instead of 65. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So they need to choose, but most of them are not mature enough to choose the life career, for the rest of their life. So it's an interesting stage. That's why they're CEGEP, so they can choose something but still keep all the possibilities open. So that's how I get to this Quebec education system, the tactic of applying to CEGEP, what programs to choose, what possibilities that it keeps you in terms of your universities. Then after that, I went to an NPO, non-profit organization.
NGO.
NPO.
Oh, yeah.
Non-profit.
Oh, that NGO is government.
Yeah, exactly.
NPO, yeah.
So what we commonly call is like community center. So mine is basically helping people who do not have job or who has job but who suffer in their job or just don't
They
feel happy
Okay.
in their job to look for another option.
Do they really? If I have that, if I suffer, probably I don't tell other people. That's, you know, a lot of people tell people I have trouble with my job. Do they? Some people are gonna do that. They go to this kind of NPO for help.
So that's a very good point. I think it's a cultural thing. So in Chinese culture, we tend not to tell other people that we don't feel good.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit shame, right?
Yeah, it's feel like, oh, it's because I'm not strong enough if I tell anybody that I don't feel good. But here it's not really, it doesn't work this way. So you don't have to. You can deal it with yourself, like by yourself. But you don't have to. There is help, and our service is completely confidential. Unless you tell other people that you're seeing us, they won't know. It's by law that we cannot tell people that we're seeing certain people, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's called a client privilege, something that.
Confidentiality. Yeah. So even we're not psychologists or psychiatrists, but we actually keep the same level of secrecy as them.
So the people like gossips, they cannot do this profession. Some girls, they're really gossiping.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Do you like gossiping?
No, I don't. But my husband does.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him anything.
Well, no, I don't. It's actually this law is.
Yeah.
It also includes
a professional thing.
Yeah, family. So no, it's see. So one of my objectives is to send the message to the Chinese community that there is such help. It's completely confidential, and it could make things go faster.
Yeah.
Make things get better faster. I'm sure that you can eventually figure a way out by yourself, but with help, it's just faster and easier.
Yeah, when I have trouble, I go to you. Okay. I have money trouble.
Unfortunately, I cannot do consultation for friends.
Oh, really?
That's the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's for the same reason, basically. It's to protect the clients.
Yeah.
And also, it will be more efficient. Because if we're friends, like I already know stuff that I'm maybe not supposed to know. So as a counselor, we're not supposed to develop any kind of friendship or relationship with our clients. It's ethic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have very good colleague to introduce you if you want.
That's very interesting. Wow. So you have, that like you showing already, you have great personality. You talk a lot with, really friendly with a lot of people, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I just I'm not afraid of people, and I do like to talk to people, especially if I know that it's gonna help.
Oh, so you're working for high school. So are you gonna station, like your workplace will be a specific high school or like a rotating or some office or?
Well, I stopped working in high school. So now I'm in holiday, but when I'm back to work, I'll just stay in my office, in the organization's office. But I do private consultation. It's just the private consultation costs money, right? Because it's like you see a psychologist, you need to pay by hours. But for the organization that I work for, if you are PR or citizen, if you live on the island of Montreal, and if you don't have job, it's free for you.
Okay.
Well, business owner is not. Well, it's not free. It's just you're not eligible for free service. Yeah. You can still get service, the paying one.
Okay. But your first job is in high school, right? Yeah. But you still, like the organization you work for, they're not specifically in one high school. you probably this week you're gonna in this high school, next week could be in another high school, or how does it work?
Yeah. So you see, the rotating is for public schools.
Okay.
So the public schools generally they don't have one counselor per school.
Okay.
Usually it's one counselor who do like just 2, even 3 schools.
Okay.
So like 2 days in here, 2 days in there, and 1 day in another school. But I worked in a private one.
Okay.
So
you
I
never
was
worked for public, for public school. Okay.
No, that's funny. I was in their bank. Well, I am in their bank.
Okay.
So I could take contract from them. It just never happened.
Okay.
But private school, like a lot of people ask me if private school is better than public, like which to choose.
Okay.
For high school, at least, that I know the best of, I would generally say I personally prefer private.
Okay. So they have more.
It's just because there's more resources.
Yeah.
But is it like absolutely necessary? No, not really. If you do have the resources, like you do have the money and you don't mind, and you do have, like you do prefer your kid has more discipline, kind of like more encadrement in French. In English, I'm not sure what it is. Then private school, they do like look after the kids more closely than private.
Than public.
Yeah, than public.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they're still 5 years, right? They're still 5 years for the. Do they have in China? We have the junior high school, senior. They don't have that, right? They don't separate.
No, it's not separated.
So it will be the same school. You generally go from grade 1 to grade 5.
Yeah. We call it Sec 1, Sec 2, Secondary 1, Secondary 2.
Secondary 1,
But,
all the way to Secondary 5. You don't.
1, 2, 3 is like the middle, kind of middle, high, junior high. And the 4, 5 is like higher level.
Senior, yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the 3rd year, you need to choose which way you're going in the second, like on the 4th.
Okay, but there's no exam you have to pass, and you can in China you have the 2 different. You can be totally 2 different schools, right? Senior, junior.
Yeah.
And you have pass 中考.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 中考, 高考.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you have a good high school you like, and at least 5 years you stay there.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So less stress, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Well, I think
otherwise
the big difference between China and here is there's so much less stress in here. And also, well, because there's less stress, so sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe it's hard to, to be willing to work hard because everyone now is so relaxed.
Even academically, like the students over there the same age will outperform the students here a lot, right? By a lot. Like they can do mathematics or other like physics, chemistry. They probably do much better than by average. Because you kind of students spend a lot of time, they focus on those kind of
Yeah.
When you relax, you don't work hard enough. By average, the result from the other side will be better, right?
Well, yeah. So personally, when I was comparing myself versus my classmates in university, I was better, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sorry. I sound very cocky. But I did feel the difference in math, particularly.
Because you put your time there, It's.
But I must say, like, there are students that I encountered when I was here, right? When I was working as a counselor, that they are hardworking students. It just
Not so many, just some of them.
Yeah, it's really dependent on the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in China, you don't have choice. You have to work hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you don't have way out.
And your parents are gonna kind of punish you if they always look at you.
Yeah, my parents didn't, but I was the lucky ones.
That's very few, you know. It's not extreme. It's not like everybody like the same, but it's by statistically and have the percentage like students working much harder. So the parents, majority of them, they push their kids a lot.
So, like in my case, I didn't have to be pushed, but I still work hard. Yeah. But here it's really depend on kids. Because if you choose for the, if you choose the science path, you do have some complicated maths by the end of high school. It's just not a.
You mean
just not general.
You mean from the secondary 3, you need to choose that, right?
Choose your 4, and 5. At the end of the 4, you choose for the 5.
So what kind of options do you have? Like science and then...
Well, you have to study science anyway.
Yeah.
So for the secondary 4, there's science anyway, but you can choose to have one more science class. We call it enriched. And also the same for the maths. You're gonna study maths anyway, but you can, you can study maths more like the basic ones, more for like.
But you have to tell whom, or like you. There's a time frame.
The school will ask you what do you choose,
and they give you 1 month to decide, or like give you some time frame to make decision.
Well, yeah, I think generally it's by the end of 3rd year, and also you do submit your choice, but then the school will evaluate. Are you capable of doing it?
So they may not agree.
They need to see your secondary 3 result before going further.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and some schools, they don't even offer the less, not enriched science option. Just everyone goes to the extra science. So it depends on the school a lot. This fish is my favorite, and the lamb is very interesting. It's very spiced. The cumin, I guess?
Cumin. Yeah, you know Xinjiang got a lot of cumin lamb.
Yep.
Somehow the lamb and the cumin, they are destined together. Yeah. They have to be together.
Yeah, you know that ad? Yeah. The cracker and the sauce, the tomato sauce, like something are meant to be together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the case.
And also the tomato, potato, I have always pronounced them wrong. Tomato, potato, those two. Tomato, potato. But they are the best friends, right? From potatoes, and you create chips. And then chips, you need the ketchup from tomato. Seriously. When I had a trouble, I still had that trouble 10 years ago. Right now, I probably
get over it.
Yeah, get over that kind of this confusing thing. But you think about tomato, potato, they're best buddies. They end up together. they start very differently. They start from a city and one from a village. They went together like a marriage.
I think you should make a tongue twister.
Yeah. Tomato, potato, it's amazing. And think about that, French fries are amazing. And then you have to have ketchup. The ketchup is really great invention. And
yeah. Oh, it's funny. I think until my 3rd year of university, before that I didn't know ketchup was called ketchup.
Me too. The same thing. We call it tomato sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because in Chinese we call it 番茄酱. It's tomato sauce. That's why we call Chinglish. We speak perfect Chinglish. Yeah. Only among Chinese people, they speak English, they understand each other better.
Yeah. So then you realize there's ketchup, there's tomato sauce, there's tomato paste, there's tomato juice. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the problem of the English language. They have too many words. Each of them they have, but they're so close. They're supposed to be. We call it 酱 sauce. Like put everything, we put a 酱 in. They have too many words.
Yeah, you think it that way.
Ketchup,
Chinese, we use fewer words to describe different things.
we don't know exactly what's like, but at least we know one character. We know what is that category, right?
Yeah,
A
well,
rough idea.
so it really depends in the context.
Yeah.
Yeah, my husband is having so much trouble of just learning Chinese. His study just doesn't continue. He's stuck somewhere.
I guess people probably should give up. It's too hard to give up.
We'll see where it leads us.
Yeah, for me, the philosophy is too hard. I'm stubborn, but sometimes not very fast. I give up easily. And I always tell myself, it's okay to give up.
Yeah.
I gave up a lot of stuff. I had a lot of interests, hobbies. I like doing this, doing that. But after one try or two tries, I try to do it well. But if I see it's too difficult or taking too much time, or like I was watching some videos, then probably I gave up things. I don't do that thing that day, and then after a few days, I forgot about it. So it's easily give up. The Chinese language is crazy, especially for your husband. Like people there are not familiar with the language at the beginning. It's just frustrating. French is a little bit at least close to English, you know, not too bad.
Yeah, actually, I hope I get this right, but French actually contributed to the English. I think as well as German is also one of the source of English, I believe.
German is very close to English. French.
But there's a reason that they're close, because I believe that English, read it somewhere, that English is made of like several languages like mixed together. And that's why we sometimes see
the people in the Europe early days, they were like all mixing, like the royal family in British, they all speak French. They all mix. One cousin of this king, another cousin of that king, right?
Yeah.
They married. Yeah, they marrying to each other.
I want to go back to the thing that you just said about giving up.
Yeah.
Because.
So that's psychology.
Well, see, that's a very interesting concept, because giving up in China is like, it's not a good quality, right? But it's kind of important to know when to give up.
Yeah.
There's a book called Piège de Persévérance. In English, it's the perseverance.
Persevere.
The trap of that.
Yeah.
So the trap of
坚持.
Yeah.
Perseverance.
Exactly. The trap of continue to do something even you know it might not work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very important to know when to give up. Even in economy, there's a concept of the sinking cost, 沉没成本.
Yeah.
Like you need to know when to give up.
But it's like in the old days when I was in China, we have this cartoon thing like you dig a well. Sometimes you no water, and you keep digging. If you dig deep enough, you get water. But sometimes you give up early, but sometimes it's no water underneath, and you just keep digging. It doesn't matter how deep you dig, there's no water. So it depends.
Exactly. So yeah, perseverance is a good quality, but it doesn't mean that you have to do something until. Well, actually, it's like that. You should not keep going when you know it's not going to work.
No. Do you want more rice?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Probably. Let's say some rice.
Like, because so many students want to go to med school, but med school they have like 1,500 applicants just for like McGill, for example, or for UW, let's say. Montreal University. Then among those 1,500, they admit like 200.
So it's like 7 to 1. Oh no, 1,500 or 5,000.
No, 1,500.
1,500 to 200. So 8 to 1, 7 to 1.
Yeah, so they're all very good students who applied, but still, like not everyone can get in.
7 to 8 to 1, that's tough. But once you get in, your parents are going to brag for a long time.
Not really.
The parents
It's very tough to come out.
Oh, okay.
It's very tough to get in, and it's very tough to graduate from it.
But what happened to the people who cannot graduate?
They switch degree. They go to study something else.
Okay, so they can make a decent money. So they're not become an angry person with a huge debt and then not bright career future. So they super angry.
Right, exactly. So you
have to give them something.
So if they give up early, they don't pay that much tuition fee. They switch to, I don't know, like pharmacy or biomed.
Or programmer.
Or programmer, why not? You know? Then, but the important thing is to do something you like. That's how you do well. Like sometimes I feel that I could kind of see.
Oh, you are the lucky ones. Sometimes
yes,
you are the lucky.
I admit that.
All the people are saying, "Oh, like you do whatever you like," and then I realize my dream, like do the thing, because you are doing it, you enjoy it already, you are succeeding. For the people struggling, like, I guess they just hate those people on the top. They think things so easy. When you look at the billionaires, say, I don't like money. You know, money is not it's not my focus. And then you have billions, but people they have to pay like $500 for rent. So saying like for you easy to say.
Yeah. That's why the important thing is not to compare to others. It's to
very
understand
hard.
What do you want? What is important for you?
It's very hard to not compare. But imagine, like, that's why we have middle-age crisis. Because I can be really zen. I don't care. But you have a wife every day in your face to say, see, this is not doing well. You're not making money. And how about kids' education? And go to private school. You know, you can be really cool, really relaxed, but then you have
responsibilities.
You have your wife, and then you have in-laws. The in-laws say, my daughter married to a wrong guy. You know, such a bad choice. 10 years ago, I should have said no. See, that's the pressure coming from.
That's sad.
But it's reality. And they compare. Yeah. Look at my colleagues, like my friends' kids. They married a great guy. That guy is a CEO of a startup company. They make billions of dollars already, millions of dollars already. Look at you, and you're still doing 12 hours a day and making minimum money.
Yeah, well,
it's not you. What do you want to do? It's like the environment. That's why I'm saying environment is so important. The individual is only individual. You can only control yourself. But the problem is sometimes, like if you want to stand still in a like a gusty wind, you want to stand still, but the wind just blow you away anyway. So you think I want to zen, unless you are Shaolin monks, like they practice some kung fu, like saying like, okay, I can stand still in the strong wind.
Yeah,
it's the environment. That's why your job could be very, very important. Just like as a society, you have more people, more relaxed, so the overall will be more relaxed. If everybody was on the edge, everybody was saying like, I have to compare. I have to better than my neighbor, better than my classmates. You know.
Yeah.
That's the reunion thing. If you after 20 years you go to reunion of classmates, some of them doing pretty well, and some of them the basic worker like, it's just very tough. You know.
I know, like comparison. That's why comparison is not a good thing, even though a lot of people still doing it.
Exactly, it's reality.
Because comparison doesn't bring you anywhere.
Yeah.
And it clearly doesn't bring you happiness.
Oh, if you're doing well, you compare, make you happy.
That's fine. That's fine. But don't do it in front of other people to make them feel that, right? Like, I think it's a culture thing. Like, I totally agree. Like, I can imagine what you just said. It's because it sounds just so normal.
It's common. It's happening every day.
But I never experienced it.
Because you are far away.
Yes, because I'm far away from Chinese culture.
No, you are far away.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. Even I consider myself as a typical Chinese.
No, it's not that it's bad. sometimes it's just like some parents, if you're a woman, you're 26, 27, you are not married, you know? It's very common.
Yeah, but ask those parents, is it gonna help me to find a soulmate?
They think it's for your goodness.
Yes, but comparison create immediate pain for me, right? It's hard because, like, I mean, humans are societal animal, so we do live in society, we do live with other people. That's why comparison happens so easily. But it's really not a good thing.
It is not good, but it's a reality. That's why sometimes the kids, if you stay away from your family base, probably it's easier for you. Sometimes that's why I came. My village was in Jiangsu, so I went to Tianjin for university. So I tried to be really away from the family to see the world, but also give the benefit of the distance.
Yeah.
The distance will give you in Chinese they always say 距离产生美. The distance will create beauty.
Yeah.
See?
It's totally true. It's totally true.
That's why it's sometimes like doing the immigration, moving away from the city. Even some people growing up in a city, they choose another city to live. So it's not a bad thing. The culture itself, the closeness of the family is a great thing. If you need the support, they give you support. But the problem, if you don't need support, they give you extra support.
Exactly. 帮到嘛.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
But in the old times, it's good.
Yeah.
When the country is doing well, the economy, everything, everybody doing well, it could be too much. But when you are struggling, everything it will help hugely.
Yeah.
But right now, by average, everybody doing really well. So this kind of stuff could be a little bit loosen up, would be a better option. But the problem is, like, the people growing up from the old age, they have experience. All the parents in their 50s, 60s, they had huge amount of experience, their own experience. When you date a guy, this guy is not a good guy. That's the experience. Sometimes it's very tricky. When you're a parent, all your experience your whole life, you want to
pass it to your kids.
Exactly, you want to
help them,
make sure they are not making mistakes.
Yeah, well, I think that's about parenting, right? I'm very grateful of my parents that they basically do give me advice, but they never force me to do as the way they describe. So use a metaphor is, from their generation, they know there's a hole, and if you keep going this way, you're gonna fall. But instead of pulling my arms and force me to go to another way, my parents basically just tell me there's a hole. If you continue, you might fall. So you decide what to do. If you fall, do you have a safety net to hold you?
The best way is they put a safety net and a hole, and then they dig a hole. They make a net. They let you fall.
Good that they never did it to me.
They dig a hole for you. Okay.
But yeah,
go. Then boom.
I think it's better. Like, even this way, that's how you teach your kid to be responsible for their own decision. The other day I watched a show called I'm in love with a mom's boy. Oh my god, it was horrible. I don't know, probably Mabao. Probably the camera amplified things, but it's just terrible to see a man who is in their 30s and cannot make decisions for himself. Everything is their mom who decides.
Is that in Chinese?
No,
in English?
In English.
Really?
Probably it's shot in America.
That's why
they exist. It's my god, Jesus Christ.
A lot of things when you are 30 still living with parents, they make fun of them, right? Here.
Yeah, well, see, when I first came here, I thought people would just leave home when they're 18. There are a bunch of people do that, but more and more, there are also younger generations. They stay at their parents for university, just to save money, and save trouble. Like my husband, he moved out when he graduated from university, but he is a still very responsible, reliable man. So I guess the way of doing it is not the critical. Mostly it's how do you see things and how do you see yourself.
But you see for us, like your age may not be so many, but my age, we have a lot of Chinese friends. A lot of them, we immigrated from China, a lot of them big cities. So they say when they bring up their kids here, so the education will be very, very tough choice for them. Very tough because all their friends still in China. Their kids, they are doing a lot of...
so they feel the pressure from the comparison.
Inside, we call 内卷, right? Are you familiar with that? The 内卷 is everything, like one thing they're doing good, a lot of people jumping and doing the same thing to make the competition even higher every time. So that's for a lot of Chinese parents here as well. So we bring them to Chinese school, and then the piano, and then everything, the chess before, and also all the thing. And they say they're relaxed, but somehow in reality they're not relaxed either.
Yeah, well, like
the school, exactly. You will be so popular in Chinese community here because everybody was panicking. Like what high school they go to, the private or public, even the primary school. The primary school right now, it's very like the public school. I have friends. They always grade 1, grade 2. They said, oh, this is not the teachers not strict enough. So they just in the primary school, a lot of them sent to the private instead of public. They move around.
So do they find public school strict enough? Private school.
Yeah, right? They said some of them. Some even like army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a French in the Western. They say like you have to finish this homework. Like the level they put on, it's really so. That's all the moms. The dad is a little bit cooler, but the moms, they all have WeChat groups, and they were exchanging those ideas of this school is better than that one. Those school has this kind of problem. Other school has those kind of. This school is good at this, good at that.
That's a good source of information.
Yeah, exactly. The group chatting have, I guess in Montreal there's we call I'm not in there. I 5-10 years ago, several years I was there. So it's called a parents group. Here, Montreal, Chinese parents group. They have 8 groups because the limit for each group, the size is 500 people. Yeah. So that means if you 500 multiply 8, so 4,000 parents like in the same brand, like same.
Yeah, I'm in one of the groups.
You're in one of the E8, EA, or like which group? Are you at the beginning they were using that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H?
No. Oh, I'm not sure if it's the same though, because
so another
organization is called like Montreal Education Forum.
Oh, that's different. That's different.
But it's also parents groups basically. Yeah. And I'm in the group for the moms who are going to CEGEP University.
So
for a good reason.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think the thing is,
it's mom's crazy.
I can feel whoa. See, saying that in front of a mom is not a good thing. Hey,
that's just young mom. Don't worry. You will grow even crazier. Well, you will become much crazier.
Like I can feel the stress, and when I give presentation out to the moms, I can feel that they are very stressed.
Yeah.
But I thought the stress was because they didn't know much about the system. They didn't know about how things work. So they feel this competition that in reality somewhat doesn't really exist in here. That's what I meant. But I think because of you, I consider the pressure is probably not from how the things works here. It's from the comparison back home.
No, even here also, I don't think it's the technical part of the know or the system.
It's a mental part then.
It's a mental part because they always want to be the best. That's the thing.
But there's only one best.
Exactly. But we have 100 parents, 100 moms. All of them want to be the number one.
Then, as a counselor, I would ask, what being number one means? What being best means? Because there's only one best, the ranking the first in the exams.
I guess some of them will say, if you don't tell me how to get the best, I'm going to go to somebody else.
That's fine with me. Because it's really not my job.
You cannot change the mentality. Some of them, because if you tell them the success, if you are the plumber, you make a lot more money than average programmers, 3 times average, the income. They make way lot better, way more money than programmers. But if you tell some mom saying, oh, your son will grow up in a plumber, make 3 times the money of a programmer, they still choose programmer because it's a mentality maybe they,
Yeah, so that's why I try to, one of the things is parents need to understand their role in their kids' career choice. So if they want their kids to be happy, well, this is what I believe, okay? It might not be right. Is that their kids has a choice, has a chance when they're studying here. They don't have to go through that national exam and compete with everyone else in order to go to something that they truly love. Here, they have the choice. And for most of the cases, the competition is not that high. Well, law school, med school, yes, it's very competitive. But for most of the things, it's not that stressful. And also, the most important thing is you won't be losing face. You won't be losing face if you do something that you truly like. If it's in this cultural background, let's say. Because we can't tell people just, yo, stop comparing. Or, oh, stop pushing. Not only lawyer and doctors are noble profession. Every profession has their own meanings. Well, when you have some issues, you will value the plumber, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so here the thing is, generally speaking, in the ground society, because we're quite multicultural, they won't see you as bad if you choose something that you truly like. There are a lot of artists whose career is not very secured, whose money flow is not very secured. But instead of saying, no, you should not do this, do something more stable, actually we have service to help them. How can you make your project, stabilize your cash flow, develop your career, make your name? So like for each career choice, I would say that we find some way to make it work. But it's really mental. You need to believe in
exactly.
it.
It's that's the thing. It's a trap. You cannot get out of it. Sometimes I have so many friends here, same age, a little bit older, a little bit younger. So it's amazing because this kind of environment thing. If a lot of your friends they think the same way, if you're in a group.
Oh, sorry, I need to pay my parking.
So there's a little clock there you can check.
Oh,
yeah.
It's 12. Oh, right. This guy. I didn't adjust my watch. It says the time changing.
So you should have time,
okay.
I guess.
There's still half an hour until my parking expires. So, what I was saying.
I guess you can probably some parents they want to make like 100 of them, for example, all of them want the same thing. If they don't change their behavior, so the competition will be always high because like only a certain amount of positions or the places for that kind of category, and then everybody like that category, regard that category like the best. So that's the thing, and that's like you see the I don't know, it's from the primary school to the high school they have an exam as well here. So you see a lot of that classes, right? The classes, a lot of them,
the
a lot of
extra.
If you don't go to the classes, and you will feel your kids get disadvantaged.
Yeah, well,
That
I don't
end
think
up everybody going.
the classes are not bad things because they do help you in a certain way, right? But I think it's the reason of going that's important. First, not every high school asks entrance exam.
Yeah.
Only the good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so sure.
You see, the good ones.
Yeah, exactly. You see,
they all want to go to
primary
good
school
ones.
and secondary school, they are different in the school qualities. They are, but in CEGEP, they're not. A lot of parents ask me like, "What's the best CEGEP for science program?" Sorry, there's not. There's no ranking for CEGEPs. They start to do one, but it's not the way that mom think. Oh, that's.
And how about the birth is a CEGEP or not? Is a CEGEP, right?
Their number one is their high school division.
Okay.
Not the CEGEP.
But you still carry that name.
Yeah, it's the same name, but because they have a high school and they have a CEGEP. So it's the high school that's ranked number one, along with Jean-Eudes. It's number one on the private high schools, but not the CEGEP. So they're recently starting to try to rank, there's a magazine, try to rank CEGEP by the graduation rate. It doesn't mean much, honestly.
I guess that will drive some parents crazy again.
Yeah, it's totally not good. And all of our counselors are against this idea. It's just not scientific.
How about we make a ranking?
I will not do that.
Yeah, we make a ranking.
Too much information. And also, why CEGEP doesn't have ranking is because all their programs are reviewed by the Ministry of Education. They can't just decide to do whatever they want. They cannot. And also, the pay. The pay, it's not that much different.
What do you mean the pay?
The
the
pay
teachers?
for the teachers.
Teachers, okay.
Like, when I worked in high school, private high school, the pay range for the pay for the salary level, they compare it to public. So there's no difference. For CEGEP, could be some difference, but it's not like in China that the good resources, the good teaching resources, it's very limited to several schools. It's just a different way of doing things. It doesn't work like that here. People are saying, oh, Mariano is good. It's like the best. They have like so many students go to med school, go to McGill. Well, it's because Mariano is very small. I'm not saying that they're bad. They're not bad. Okay, it's a good school. But the reason that they're able to give out the stats of where their graduate goes is because it's very small. So they can do this statistic research or like give the data. But imagine if a CEGEP has like 3,000 students. They cannot really trace how many of them goes where. Even though the good students of that schools still get in to med school, to law school, engineering, and stuff. See? So when I tell parents the choice of CEGEP, well, the choice of high school, you can see the ranking. You can see, well, the best way is go to open house, to feel it, to talk to teachers and students.
I go to open house for the sushis.
What?
Some school they have in the primary school even the open house is in the west end. One I went to, it's amazing. They got a lot of food, free sushi, everything.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
you can go like open house season. You can 1 month. You don't need to spend any money. Had a great meal everywhere.
That's very good. Yeah. Well, I mean, one stone, two birds, right?
Yeah. No, you don't have kids.
Even
you don't have kids, just go and have a free food for a month.
Yeah, so it's the same thing for CEGEP. But the CEGEP, they're big ones, they're small ones.
Yeah.
So understand your kid. What does your kid like? Is the kid that studies the best with high competition in small classes? Or is the kid that prefer to be relaxed and he can go with his own pace? It would be too stressful if we go to a small classes too high competition. Your goal is to have your kid perform
I ate
well.
too much. Oh,
I talk too much.
I ate too much.
That's good because the food is very good.
I ate too much.
So yeah, I mean, but more and more I meet parents and they make me feel that there's hope. I have hope. One of my side project or personal career project is that I want to help the Chinese community here to not get more relaxed, but get more fit in, basically.
Yeah, 融入, fit in, right?
Yeah, not in the sense of I have how many friends and stuff, but the way of living, basically the way of living. Because you bring your kids here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
If you don't like how it worked in China,
because you are not first
then don't bring it here.
You are not first generation immigrant. Because like I'm first gen, I worked for. Let's explain. For me, probably when I came here when I was 26, 27, I've been working several years in China and then moved here as immigrant, as a skilled worker. So totally, I get everything there. I get my anger, my happiness, my thinking of how the society should be functioning, how China should be the number one, 21st century is China's century.
Yay!
So I had that kind of thinking.
It's not far from it, no?
Yeah, exactly. So my adult time, my ideas were stable, was about how to see the world. When I came here, it's like first generation. For you 18 here, so if people were born here, like kids, like we have kids, they're second generation. So when are 5, 6 years old, when they came here with the parents, we call them 1.5 generation. Generation 1.5. Probably for you, you are 18, you're not, you thought you were mature of thinking, but you were still just finished the high school. You're probably 1.25 generation. Not first generation, but you are 1.25. So
yeah, I understand. Because I lack the adult experience.
Exactly. So you still got your adult life. A lot of them you get experience here. So the way of thinking, you're very different from the first generation.
Yeah. And even
so you're 1.25, 1 quarter, 1 1/4.
Yeah, 1 1/4 generation. Yeah. So yeah, but you see, if you come here because you're not happy about how things work, how the career works, how
all this
pressure is it.
If you ask 100 of the immigrant parents, they will say the reason is for kids' education, I guess.
Yes. So more concrete, what does it mean for kid education? So they don't need to pass the high competition exam.
I don't think they know what they're talking about.
There you go.
Because sometimes it's very complex, but even you ask them, they don't want to be honest. Because sometimes if you are too honest, give you trouble. And also you may regret one day. That's the thing.
Yeah. So you see, I guess in my consultation, I'm not sure if my clients would think that I ask too many questions. Because instead of giving answers, I ask questions. Because I believe my clients have the answers, not me.
Yeah.
I don't have those answers. So it's important. I'm there just to reflect, to kind of push you a little bit to face your true thought.
Probably I can help you a little bit to understand my generation more. Because sometimes understand where they come from or their situation, daily struggle will help you as well to understand them. Because for if I immigrated here 2006, that time China was growing really fast, but nobody knew it would become this big right now. So that's already 15 years. In the past 15 years, it developed even faster than the 10 years before that. So a lot of the people come, especially between year 2000 and 2010, 10 or something. Yeah, that time they missed a lot. So by comparing, you cannot escape comparing, and you lost a lot of opportunities. And you said some people can say, oh, I have a kids education, they go to a good like education here, French, English, and then when they look back, all their friends, colleagues, or relatives, they kind of their like net wealth kind of doubled, tripled, or even 5 times more, and you're still doing the same thing. So that kind of pressure, again, same from your spouse and your own parents.
Yeah, I understand.
So that thing, even today, a lot of people have this like the regret. Some of them regret. They always say, if I have stayed there, you'd be super rich. A lot of them, and you just missed everything. Especially the way you are living today, not so fancy, not so successful.
Yeah.
Some people especially comparing sometimes your close friends. A lot of time your close friends or close relatives. And this will be the first generation, my generation, people living in the city. Probably their parents are much richer than themselves, because the value of the property the parents they own. At the beginning, you thought you graduated, you make decent amount of salary, money, so they don't have cash. Your old parents generally, they did not have much cash, but after several years, their property value, it's kind of 100 times, 10 times than what you have in cash. So this kind of, what is that kind of reverse thing? And then it's crazy. Before the thinking would be, every time the new generation is a new country and then the economy going well, the new generation get a lot of money. Right now it's doing the opposite, because being a Shanghai, Beijing, the big city, the parents, they don't have savings. The problem, they have a lot of properties, and then the net wealth is right now, it's even the parents' generation helping the adult generation right now financially.
Yeah,
that's kind of phenomenal, and that gave you trouble as well, and give you mental problem, mental struggle, because somehow you are kind of relying on your parents again, instead of like you think you're cooler, you're more capable, more educated than the previous generation. That's a lot of people, they have this, they don't want to admit they have these issues, but back in the mind, and that's
stressful.
Yeah, that's stressful. And especially when you see something not in your way, not like not doing well, going well, so things combine, you will see sometimes we're not healthy, even myself. But I'm okay. But that's again the same thing. The environment, the whole collective environment, is a lot more important than the individual thinking or individual achievement. You are capable of doing things. You can be a great person. You think greatly, but at the end of the day, you will be like influenced by the people around you, or even the city, or even the country.
Yeah, see, I did had this kind of feeling when I met my classmates back in China.
Even here, a lot of parents, you can understand some parents, but some parents, when now, a lot of your clients, probably they're super rich as well. So then they have different kind of perspective.
Yeah, I think, well, like, I totally agree. I think I thank you for sharing the thought of your generation, because I think it's very representative. But at the meanwhile, I do believe that the individual has their own pathway, their own thoughts, their own struggle, like, because every person is different. But in what you said, there's two things, right? One is for my kids' education, and what you give up for this is the money that you could have got if you haven't immigrated.
No.
But there's two things. You can't want both, right? So, from my perspective, I guess my question would be, what is more important for you? And at this point, what can you do to make you feel better?
argue with your
because you
spouse.
cannot. Well, if that's a way of releasing pressure,
Let's argue.
just do it not too much, just a bit. Because I mean, life is full of choice.
That's the problem. The happiness is not coming from choices. When you have too many choices, that's the problem. You see?
That's why you need to make choice after
That's why we need to go to.
think well about it.
We need to go to the Shaolin Temple to be a monk.
So you don't need to make choice anymore.
Exactly, they are happy.
Yes.
You know, they are happy.
And they clearly don't think about money.
Exactly. The less choices you have, maybe the happier. Because you see that's why in Chinese we will say like you join the Buddhist Shaolin Temple is a chujia, right? Chujia, you kind of leave your home, leave everything behind.
Yeah.
You don't think about those things, and then you're happier, and then you don't have trouble at least.
Or you can go see counselors.
Yeah. All the Shaolin monks, the Shaolin monks, they're all counselors. They are ultimate counselors. They tell you, okay, just sit there for 6 hours, just reading the Bible, and then 2 hours practice kung fu, and then you just sleep, get up and eat, and then do the same thing next day. That's the meaning of life. Sometimes, you know, you have too many choices. The
meaning of life is not in what you do.
Yeah.
It's
what you
beyond
eat.
That.
It's what you eat. But I'm a restaurant owner. We have to eat.
Exactly.
But the real thing is like immigrants. The really tough being an immigrant, because you always say like you have a wall and two sides. They don't see each other. Both of them are happy. They walk their way inside the system. But we're in the wall. We're on top of the wall. We see both sides. That's the problem. Because immigrants, we see, oh, what's happening there, and then what's happening right here. It's if you only know this part of the life, and then you just try to be better every day to navigate in the system, inside the system to improve, to get better. And if you get a little bit better, you're happy, and then, but if you see other side, what they're doing, and then they have very different way of living or very different system, and sometimes you have good stuff this side, good stuff this side, and then that's the problem.
See, when you think about it, it's normal, no? It's not really a problem. It's normal that both sides have their good part and the bad part. Yeah. You can't just say, oh, because I want to flee the bad part of this side, but I also want to have the good part of the side. It doesn't work this way. Exactly.
That's the theory. Everybody knows the theory. You cannot get good things from both sides, but you cannot escape that thought. These people are greedy. People are like cannot escape the problem. The temptation. When you have temptation,
we're talking about working on ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Working on the mental.
Yeah, temptation.
How you see things.
When you're working a bank as a teller, you count money every day. You know it's not good to take some money, put in your pocket. But sometimes the temptation is too much, so much money.
But you still don't do that because break a law and put yourself in jail.
If there's no camera, you will put some in your pocket. It's hard. The problem is hard, and it's not being wrong or right. But
we're having a discussion about humanity.
No, it's just like being immigrant is tough because you see both sides. The temptation is there. If you don't have temptation, you just live your day. But the problem is you see that every day. You have friends, you have WeChat group, and they show all this kind of, hey, my kids go to Harvard, and another.
But let me ask you, if you're happy about your life.
No, not me. I'm super happy. I
know. But think about it. If you're happy about your life, do you still care how happy other people are?
Some people do. They gossip. Seriously, you see, you know, gossip is not good to yourself, but people cannot stop it. That's the nature. We like, sometimes even
then let it be.
Yeah, but sometimes even some people they have a little bit trouble with, sometimes. At the end of the day, you have a little trouble, and then you see other people having the same trouble. You even feel better. Is that common? Right?
Yeah. I mean, in this case, just let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be, because if this way of living is what you're used to and what you're happy about,
But good thing
then be
is,
it.
but good thing you will have a lot of customers. Lot of people they struggle in mentally. I'm saying.
Well, the thing, see, I don't wish to have a lot of customers
Exactly.
because they're unhappy. I hope everyone's happy.
But in reality, a lot of people sitting. I call it sitting on the wall. When you are sitting on the wall,
Yeah, it's a very good metaphor.
yeah, exactly. When you are sitting on the wall, a good percentage of those people, they're gonna struggle inside. They're gonna struggle.
Well, yeah, you say that you're on the wall, but
Yeah.
when you're already immigrated,
Yeah.
you're on the side already.
No, a lot of people still read a lot of those news every day.
Yeah, you can read, you can you can walk, you can see through the window of the wall to see what happened on the other side. But can you go back? And when you go back,
But why,
are you going to have the same resources as those people?
you know, why do they spend a lot
around
of
the
time,
side?
like several hours in the WeChat group and also the Xiaohongshu, everything? You know, they still want to know what's happening there. And then the information you receive every day, more or less, they're gonna affect you.
Yeah, for sure.
100%, right? If you want to stay inside this, you just cut it off. But people choosing, let's look at it, you know, what's going
Well,
on there.
I think as humans, we're able to control. If you receive information, but it doesn't mean that you have to go. Like it's always attempting, because you see what I mean.
It's
Like
very
I kind of feel that.
You know how many people are addicted to their cell phones? They check the Facebook feeds.
Yeah, me too.
They know it's bad, but how much time they spend every day? By average, they say several hours. They just cannot stop it. Every 5 minutes,
Yeah,
they want to see some updates or something.
Yeah,
You know it's not good, but it's happening. You're doing it
wow.
anyway.
People always like
Yeah.
things that are bad to them. Like
Yeah.
we like sweets, but it's not good for health
Yeah.
at all.
That's the thing. It's a reality. A lot of people, like sitting on the wall, those are your targeted patients. A lot of them. Not targeting them, but the problem, they will come to you. I guess if they don't come to you soon enough, you have troubles.
Well, they need to get down from the wall anyway, right?
Yeah,
They
they
need to choose.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people they choose already. Some, not very lot of them, but especially before the pandemic, some people they moved the family back. They have old connections and good position. Especially you have overseas experience. You know, they say, "Come here, we have a nice job for you." Some people they move their family there.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So they make the choice to move back. So they see a little bit other side, not so good, and then I move back. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing.
people-
you get
yeah.
a chance to see what's on the other side, then you can choose between the two.
And then some people they choose to I'm staying on this side. Okay, I'm work harder. And some people they will choose to climb the wall to sit on the to buy a binoculars to see even clear.
But yeah, you can't stay the whole life on the wall.
Just a lot of people they even binoculars, you know, 望远镜去看. Okay, this side. Oh, I spent 10 hours a day to see. Okay, what's happening this side? They even don't look at this side they're living in. They look at this side. A lot of people still do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's but then in the real life they have trouble. They will say, oh, why? You know, that side is so good, so easy. Everybody's, especially people from the big cities, they do extremely well, right? So they will say, oh, if I stay there, so they always the first shock. A lot of people come to Montreal. They say it's a village, right?
Yeah, but but as I said, you make choice, and as you said, some of them already made their choice, and if they made their choice, it's because they see some good and bad, and they waited already.
But it's like some parents when they come to you, some of them do they like when they talk to you, they say like some of them they feel you don't understand them, or sometimes, or no, it's fine. Especially the 40s, in their 40s, 50s.
I haven't had this feeling because most parents come to consult for their kids, and it's more information-wise. So I haven't had clients actually to consult for themselves.
They should.
About their life choice.
Well,
should. Yeah, but you can't force. The will must come first. Yeah. So, you know, I I think it's something that takes time. Like I don't believe that with some advertisement, if I got on Meng Hui on the website, people will know you and come to see me. It doesn't work that way. Like I think I'm only helpful when people are seeking change.
But
when they want to.
For the students, normally how much time do you need? Like for the information they ask you?
Well, it depends. If it's just from information, maybe one session would be enough. Okay. 45 minutes, an hour. But what I really do, actually, what's my job and I studied for, is evaluation.
You need to know them, right? That takes time.
There's some parents ask me like, oh, what would you recommend for my kids to take in university? I barely know your kid. It's irresponsible to just say, go there, go that, go that. So I do need to take time. Generally, I would say it would be a 4-session consultation, more or less. So
next time you can bring them to Untitled.
Now we do all online in the security of their home.
You can tell them food will help.
Not sure we're gonna have consultation while eating. But yeah, it's
But do they have the patience to see like?
You see, that's the thing. If they need to pay, I think more or less it stops people. Because I think being Chinese, we're more used to get advice freely from people we know.
Yeah.
And we're not used to pay professional service for this.
We are friends. It's free, right?
As I said, I will not consult you.
No, I mean the other people.
Yeah, but
we're friends on WeChat anyway already, right? we see each other as a friend, so supposed to be free.
No, no, I cannot break it because I'm not the only counselor. I'm the only counselor who speaks Chinese, but I'm not the only counselor. So if the law knows that I don't charge, they will go after me.
But is that normal? Like the counselor you work as the group, the organization, and you can have your own same field is very common and allowed, right?
Yeah, yeah, the private practice because we're paid so
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it's very stable and then very stable job and then very well paid.
Well, my organization pays a little bit better, but after I done my master, that's how many years of study counted. One of the job that proposed to me was $19 an hour, 3 years ago.
That's low.
Yeah. And when I started at school, it was $22 an hour.
As a master. Yee.
You see?
I like being a student.
That's why I said my goal is really to help people. It sounds like blah, blah, blah. It sounds fake. But if it's not that, we can continue on this pathway.
But I think even the salary is a little bit low, but you're more relaxed. You don't have responsibilities. I think there's some career, I don't know, I may be wrong. You talk to people, like give them advice, but you don't take responsibility. You don't have to take responsibility. You're the cool side, people sitting across the table is the people having trouble. And you feel pretty good. Is that true?
I don't feel pretty good. When I have clients in front of me, I empathy them. I feel what they feel. Yeah, but
at least you guys don't have any issues. People it's kind of regarded.
Yeah, but no, that's not true. It's just when we have clients, our issues are behind us. I'm solely for my clients.
I mean, that's respected the career, It's stable, respected. But sometimes people even don't know the salary you guys have. We always thought it's a great high salary.
That's why a lot of us do private. Yeah. Because in private, I charge $80 an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. But this 1 hour consultation also take my preparation. So it's not for 1 hour. It's actually for several hours of work. And by the way, I'm increasing my price. Unfortunately, after 4 years now, it's $100 a session now.
That's very expensive.
Well, when you compare to expensive or not, it's really depend on what you need, right? If you compare to
You remind me.
consultation.
You remind me. I need to raise my price on the food as
Yeah,
well.
because I heard the ingredients are more expensive, the shipping, all the costs are more expensive, and the salary wise as well, right?
It's crazy. I
Yeah.
guess the whole economy gonna run into a big trouble. It's
Yeah, that's
the
what my
world is
husband
ending.
was
Yeah.
reading, listening, watching, and be prepared for.
Oh, really? Some engineers really crazy.
Yeah, I think because he is also an engineer. Like you guys probably
Yeah.
think
Think too
in a
much.
similar way that get
The
more
world
prepared.
is ending. Big trouble.
Well, so let's live happily, as happy as possible until it ends, right?
And how many cases today? Yesterday was 5,000.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, is it a good choice to come eat with you without mask? Oh.
I guess we're fine.
Yeah, well, I'm vaccinated.
Yeah. But we need to get the third dose.
The third dose?
Yeah.
Not sure if it's open for young people yet.
Yeah, not yet. Right now, I guess it's the age group of 60.
Yeah. I just hope this madness ends.
The world is ending. I'm telling you, world is ending. So we may have next year. There's no this episode. There's no this. What is ending? It's really crazy time.
I guess, like as you said, my mentality is really shaped through my experience. So it's mostly kind of more relaxed than Chinese. And my mom always told me that I'm not made for China.
But you are made in China, but not
Yeah,
for
I'm made
China.
in China, but not for China. Like, because I'm
Your mom is how old?
I'm too honest for.
Your mom is she's in her
50.
50.
Yeah.
Only 50 years old. 50 something.
No, 50 something.
Very young. Very.
Yeah, 1966.
Wow, that's 55. That's very young.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's lucky. And you have a lot of common language maybe still. And,
With my mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because actually since later in high school, she always treated me as equal.
That's great.
As I said, like she would tell me, "Oh, there's a hole. If you continue, you'll fall. But it's your choice. If you want to do it, well, I know. I mean, if you can't, if you need help after you fall, I can help you. But
I guess a lot of some clients for the students, they may be the little bit younger than your mom, but it's close. Some of them could be close the similar age, maybe.
Me or my mom?
No, your mom. Maybe the clients. They're
the
if
moms
they're
that come to see me for their kids. Yeah, they're more in like their 40s,
40s,
30s, and 30s, 40s, even close to 50s. So, well, the other day one client saw me. It's like, oh, you're so young.
So young. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
People.
But like, this is one issue. Is like doctors, right?
Yeah.
Like you prefer older doctors because they're more experienced.
Yeah, more experience.
So it's true. It's true. When we get more experience, we feel more comfortable and we're more efficient in the way of sense our clients. But being a young counselor, at least I'm good at gathering information.
Yeah.
And I'm still relatively fresh from school because we have to keep training every year. So I think the most important, regardless age, is that we care about our clients. And when they're in front of us, we're completely theirs. Like we're there as a mirror to help them understand themselves.
But do you have some very patient customers? They can really have a lot of sessions for their kids.
Not the paid ones. In my organizations, yes.
But the paid ones, I guess they worry about the money. They can pay a lot of money for learning piano for their kids, but I don't think they would give like 6 sessions or even 10 sessions to make you really understand the kids, right? The student.
Until now, I haven't met any, but I think it will come.
But like
eventually.
yeah, because seriously, if you don't spend a lot of time with the students, you don't know the students good at something. Sometimes they
Yeah,
are.
and we don't just chat.
Yeah.
Which I ask the right questions. I use the proper tools, and I do give out information. It's just because also if I give consultation to kids,
Yeah.
the parents are not included.
Okay.
They cannot be present
Okay.
because it's the one-on-one dynamic.
Okay.
If there's a third party, it will influence the dynamic, and it will actually affect the efficiency.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe the parents would ask like what they're doing, because I don't know what they're talking about. Like, is she taking her time? Is she giving good advice? So that could be all
But
the worries.
and the feedback we're gonna give to the parents, right? The
If
evaluation.
the kid allow me.
Really?
If the kid allow me, because even the kid in Quebec, the law is 14 years. Since 14 years old,
Yeah.
they have their confidentiality.
Okay.
So if they don't allow me, I can't. But most kids do give me a permission.
Okay. Okay. But like for example, if like some parents, that's why a lot of times we tend to have the free advice. A lot of thinking is my kid is doing fine. I'm just not sure about which school, right? It's not like my kid have problem, right? So for them, it's like it's a little fix, little direction, little thing.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't worth that money.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about which school should go. And I know the kid is really good, but then I think maybe.
But you see, that's the thing. It's not the parents who need to be sure where to go. It's a kid.
Yeah.
Because it's the kid who go to the school.
But a lot of time they don't think there will be an issue with the kid or something. They don't think it's serious enough. That's why they don't have maybe a lot of long sessions, because if they say like one kid has between this school or their career like science or whatever other choices, they have to think it's a big deal to
get
that
paid.
money.
Yeah. So the other guess is because they want to see the direct result.
Yeah.
So I'll just pay a little bit more.
You see, sometimes I know the piano lesson is very expensive too, and they go every week or twice a week. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, one is the parents doesn't know well about my service because it's something that doesn't exist in China, right?
Yeah.
So I think with time, it will come.
Yeah.
And well, if it's just a question about which school to go, then one session is enough.
Yeah, exactly. But
See?
some of them, it's like some students like they're not the parents choose a good school for them, but the student just cannot fit in, right? Because that's not your strong point. And some people, the students, they just cannot fit in that school.
Yeah.
And over time, they will do the detrimental stuff to the kid mentally or whatever.
Yeah, it's because CEGEP is quite different from high school. It's kind of like a university.
Yeah.
It's totally like how university functions. It's just, but because parents want the best for their kids, it's just the way it works here versus what Chinese used to. It's different. So, as I said, like we drag you, like don't go there, like do this way.
Yeah.
So we're used to as Chinese parents. It's okay, as long from my point of view, as long as they have a good communication with the kid and the kid understand the parent's choice and accept it, that's totally fine. I won't, because like I'm not like those 中介 or school whatever, like to come to me. Come to me when you need it. And also when clients come to me, because I know that they're not used to pay for the service, I would tell them that if your kid is in private school, they might have a counselor at school and it's free.
Yeah.
So go see the counselor, because it's really for the good of the kid for the long term. I think one of the ick of my service is you don't see the direct result.
Yeah.
But how benefit it could be for a kid in the long term.
But you also, I guess a lot of people they come to for the technical side.
Yeah.
Like how well the students doing, and then with the R score, whatever. I guess those kind of the frequent keywords, maybe you may have some frequent keywords.
For me, it's mostly the high school average score.
Yeah.
Because our score is for the CEGEP, it's during CEGEP. Yeah, I think it is. We see, totally understand.
No, my kid is under 8, but I think like, it's a lot of, they will look at, with the current level of like the what is that, how well he did in subjects, he can go where the best outcome.
Yeah, well, it's not false. It's not completely false. Most of the times when kids do well in certain subjects, they like them as well. So their career choice might align with those subjects as well. That's very possible. But in some cases, if the kids are just good and he haven't decided yet, are you going to just put your kid in the mold of, because you're good at science, just go for science? What if your kid would make a good lawyer?
Artist.
What if your kid, would make a good pianist, or will be an excellent psychologist? You never know. That's the thing.
So that's like, if like a lot of parents come to you right now, right now you are doing that. You don't do the high school anymore.
No,
not at all.
I'm not in the high school, but I do accept clients who are high school students.
For high school students as well. So high school is like the grade 4, grade 5. They need to the primary school, when they are 10, 11, 12 years old, they have to think about this, right?
10, 11
years old, when they
think about what?
Think about the high school choices.
Oh, to choose which high school to choose? Yeah.
But when you were saying,
it's not with me.
Oh, when you were saying your high school is more for
CEGEP, high school to CEGEP.
For right now, we are doing the CEGEP. Is CEGEP to universities?
I'm not sure.
Your first job was high school.
Help high school graduates.
Yeah.
To choose CEGEP.
Yeah, right now you're saying you are mainly for the CEGEP.
No, it's still the same.
Oh, still the same. So I thought you changed it from.
No, it's still the same. Like from my private part, my actual job in the NPO is for everyone.
Okay. Yeah. So still.
It's for everyone, mostly adult.
Okay. Because I thought you were changing from working in the high school, then working in the CEGEP.
No.
Still in the high school.
No. With my parent clients, it's still high school. Well, if they do need help to choose university programs when they're in high school, each and every CEGEP has a counselor. They don't need to come to see me unless they want a Chinese service.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, like I pushed clients away, like don't see me, go for the free service. And my job is basically help adults, mostly locals. I had maybe one Chinese client. So for immigrants, especially new immigrants, because we know immigrants is hard. Even if you're not on the wall, even you pass the wall, you choose to come to this side, it's still very hard because your diploma might not be recognized. You may not be able to continue what you did in China, even though that's why they selected you to come. Your language is a barrier, etc. Okay? So what I do is to help immigrants as well to get to know the society, this job market.
Okay.
And to see like what skills do you have and how those skills can be transferred with maybe a short study or not study at all, can be transferred to a job that you can do here to establish a life. Because I do understand a lot of immigrants come for their kids, but you have a life here too.
Yeah, for sure.
And you will be so unhappy if you only come for a kid and you forget about yourself.
Ask them to become a programmer. Highly demanded.
Actually, also the government is funding studies. If you want to do IT, you can just go through one of those community centers like us, or go to CEGEP Quebec, and they will refer you to us because they don't do evaluation. We do the evaluation. So we're just going to help you to using tools, using tests, and help to figure out, okay, is IT for you or is it something else for you? If IT is for you, which program would be the most pertinent, the most pertinent. I'm blocked. Suit you the best.
Okay.
Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
And I feel that, because the Chinese Center, the Chinese Center in Chinatown.
Yeah.
They do not have the service. They can help you find jobs, but they don't have the evaluation service.
Okay.
As far as I know. And before I took my leave, I was trying to make a cooperation.
Okay.
If it's possible, that they could outline the immigrants who are in need of this kind of evaluation. Then maybe they'll go back to school for like a year or a half year. Then they will be more ready for the job market.
Exactly. You can work with, actually the director, probably former director Li Xixi.
She got reelected.
Yeah, exactly. She got elected as city councillor.
So.
But also you can, the council, you can do more with the middle age crisis. That's a big thing as well.
Yeah, and the middle age crisis, we're probably gonna break it down of what are the problems exactly.
And then you will see a lot of weird people.
There's no weird people. There's only people in need.
Yeah, the people, they have issues. A lot of, but like you, when before the pandemic, you were doing here, like in our restaurant, you were helping. What is that called? Oh, they have what is that? It's for the parents as well, right? You had
the presentations.
Presentation. You had one presentation for
to introduce them the education system here, how to apply for CEGEP, what are the elements to consider, basically.
You see, I'm a counselor as well, so we call before the pandemic we had the club on there, right? But the teaching, learning French, learning English, and then the experience, presentations to expose people with the knowledge or experience. Yeah.
Unfortunately, pandemic. But I still do that just with the forum that I told you about, the parents group on WeChat. I did it last year.
But you do remotely, online?
Yeah, remotely. I don't know how much it helps. I just hope it would at least give some information that people need.
Yeah, I think it's like if more people know what you are doing and very what you are doing, a lot of people think it's not essential. Like comment on the essential business or not essential.
Actually, business.
Yeah, it should be very essential.
We were considered essential workers. So even during pandemic, we never shut down.
Yeah, it's very helpful to a lot of, because some young people, young students, their career choice is something. It's very, very, very important.
Yeah, it's very important, especially if the immigrants come for their kids' future. Then
exactly.
It's a goal, right?
They need to spend more time. If they have questions, they're not sure about if they know their kids very well or not. Probably they need to be more patient, giving more time to the counselors to understand their kids, right? To more. Yeah,
because when parents tell me my kids is like this, my kids is like this, I cannot
trust.
It's not I cannot trust. It's I believe they're genuine. Yeah. It's just maybe it's not the whole picture. Yeah. And I cannot base on fractions to give out advice. It's not professional. It's not responsible.
Yeah, exactly. I hope people will give you more time.
Thank you. I hope so too.
They should, seriously. It's not a fast food, right? It's not a fast food 1 hour done.
It's like andai. It's every dish is cooked with care.
Yeah, and we eat for 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And the parents too need to take care of themselves. It's not easy, as you said.
Yeah, immigrants. Being an immigrant for 15 years, not easy. Even I'm happy, but. I know we struggle.
In life, we always have those imperfections, right? Yeah. Like the thing that we're not happy about. Yeah. But if the basic tune is happy, then that's already good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you have what is that? Your parking is fine, or you?
Yeah, I just add another hour.
Okay.
But
Great.
I'll not stay for another hour because
Yeah,
I
exactly.
do need to go. But thank you
Yeah,
for inviting
you're
me.
welcome. Like you're great. Like I guess before you came to like the presentation for the club on that,
Yeah.
and you're really helpful. You're really helping. You have the helping heart.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's
Yeah, so
amazing.
I meant it. I
Yeah,
meant it
yeah,
when I said
yeah.
my career goal is to help people. It's weird, but I mean it.
Yeah, hope like after the pandemic is over, hope like you can come to here to share more information.
If
Yeah,
there's a need,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you can.
And also those presentations are free, so.
Yeah. We can have some other parents, especially a lot of them. We need to change ourselves. To be honest, the adults. A lot of times, the adults think we know more, and we know more for the kids, good for kids. Sometimes we need to better ourselves. You know, we need to improve.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And when you realize it already make you
Yeah.
a good parent and making the good
I'm always a
move.
good one.
I'm sure. I mean, even your daughter, if she needs in like 10 years.
Yeah, but it's seriously, it's like a lot of times the problem is not on the kids, it's on the parents. Majority of the time it's on the parents.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's problem, but I get what you say. It's the trouble that comes.
We're not mature.
It's the adult mentality. It's because we think. But sometimes
and also we're not mature enough. Like we're not mature. How do we deal with the temptation, like the sitting on the wall? We could not deal with it very well. Like myself, I once in a while when I have trouble here, I always say, "Oh, what if you know, always what if." Like, but in programming, we call it if else. If else, if else. But what if is a big thing, you know. A lot of time we cannot deal with it well, and we expect the kids like 10, 8 or 10, 12. We expect them to deal with any situation perfectly. That's not mature as a young like adult parents. A lot of parents I see myself include, we are not good enough. Sometimes when you are not good, you don't expect magically your kids will be great. When you are not mature, when you have a lot of crazy,
that's very hard on yourself.
Yeah, lot of times, especially you're a human being. Yourself, doesn't matter you are 50 years old or 40 years old, 30 years old. A lot of time you are naive. You are not mature. You kind of, sometimes people extreme as well. And you expect like your kids will be great if your influence is bad sometimes. That's why I'm always saying the environment is very, very important. Individual, like it's like you cannot plant a seed in a desert to expect to be growing up a great tree. It's a big tree. It's the environment. As an adult, if you want to be responsible like adult, you need to create that kind of environment. That's the elite people. People elite. That's their responsibility to create a relatively okay environment. All environments are bad. It's just like environment. Which one is less bad? Is less, harmful.
Consider if you create a good ambience for your kid.
Yeah, it's the environment. That's why in the Chinese old China we call it 孟母三迁, right?
Yeah.
It's the Hmong mother moved 3 times for the education of the kids, for the good needs of the kid. It's the environment. You change environment. Sometimes the immigrants as well. Why do you move? You think hard enough. Why did you move? Moving to another country is really hard. It's you're moving to an unknown. So hey, I will talk to you soon. We are finishing up. So it's very, very. I see a lot of these kind of issues. I have a lot of friends. I talk to a lot of people. I have huge amount of friends on WeChat. A lot of friends on WeChat. It's like sometimes they're posting, we post, I post. It's a lot of time we are not. Sometimes problem is on the adults. We need to create a little bit less bad environment. The environment is very, very important.
Yeah, I tend to not use good or bad.
Yeah.
But I agree with what you say. It's parents is the baseline, offers basic.
The family is the environment to affect the kids a lot. Also the community as the environment as well as a city as well. So it's the environment. if a kid go to school on the street, somebody just yelling at the kid, this kid, what the hell? And then over time, and that will have bad impact on the kid. That's the environment on the street level, on the city level. But then the environment inside the family, and parents, mother and dad, always fighting, always argue with this thing, and then everything related to this, they always focus on one thing.
See, that's why it's so important for the parents to feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to yourself need to be happy,
and then you need to set an example. And if you are very material, for example, like both parents, they every day, let's make more material, let's do this, and that impact, that influence will be on the kids. The kid will be everything their priority on the, they base their success level on the material they get. That's the thing. How is the environment?
Yeah, and it's fine too, right?
Yeah.
It just, if you are material, if you're a materialist, you cannot expect your kids to be spiritual.
Yeah, exactly.
You should expect that your kid will be similar.
Or you are super selfish. Everything you talk about your neighbors, your friends, between two parents, and super selfish, and a lot of
parents are mirrors.
Yeah, and then you say a lot of things behind their backs.
Kids are mirrors. Yeah, kids are mirrors of the parents.
And some parents, they discuss their friends. They say a lot of bad words behind people's back, and then you talk about that in the family, and then the kids, they always talk about, that uncle. Hey, they're talking about a lot of bad things about the uncle or the aunt. That thing get an impact on the kids as well. So sometimes you try to be better yourself. A lot of times, the parents.
It's important to take care of yourselves.
And next time, if you see some bad parents, you just slap them when you counsel. Be good,
Can you both go to a hi police?
Yeah, it's a,
Oh, but if you have a lot of friends, if you do sense that they need my service, my help,
I will send them.
Feel free.
I want to do that as well. The part of the program as well. I want to show the real side of people. The video, this video.
Okay.
We show them the real side. We're not good. We're not bad. We just where we are.
We're just all humans. We have qualities and defaults.
Yeah. That's the thing about my video, just to show the true side of the stuff. And they will say, "Oh, this guy is talking nonsense," But it's real. It's
if
real.
If people enjoy it, they will enjoy it. If people don't like it, they don't watch it. That's all.
But first step is be real. If you want to improve, just be real. Don't pretend too much. We all pretend. We put on the mask. So,
you see, like,
and then we put on makeup for what? Just want to be better.
The difference between counselor and a friend is that you don't need to fake in front of counselor because it's a stranger. As a counselor, we won't judge you.
Good advice. Next time, you always wear the whole mask.
Why?
Because they don't see you.
So they won't see. Oh, you're too young.
Yeah. Or both of them.
It's okay.
Even the client, both of them, they feel even more comfortable. Have a face. The bad movie. That's
totally the point that you're saying. The controversy.
No.
You said be real.
Yeah. Okay. You caught me. Yeah. Okay, great. Do you want to say something else before we wrap this up?
I don't know how do we usually end this.
No, it's just bye-bye.
All right. Hi there and bye there. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoy the food. Eating the food.
Actually, do you have a social media account or something I put on the description? Or some website?
I have a WeChat for work purpose.
That's all you do? You have Instagram, Twitter?
No, I don't do social media.
Okay, I put a WeChat there.
Thanks.
Okay, if you like.
Great. Sure. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye-bye.